Hi everyone, today is something quite different for me. I was contacted by Ashleigh Shopping Club to see if I wanted to try it out because it's a great way of making savings on the high street, getting your skincare, your makeup and so much more in a way that you cannot overspend. You can't get into debt, but you can actually make savings. So stay tuned and let's have a chat about how this club works. So some of you might be aware of the Ashleigh money saving team, and what they've done is they've created an Ashleigh Shopping Club, and I think it's a great idea because what doesn't sit so well with me is that there are quite a lot of videos out there that are sponsored. So straight away I have to tell you this is not sponsored. What they did was they gave me a pre-loaded card that I could then choose to spend how I wished in the shops, and again I'm going to put the full description down underneath. But they did not pay me to say anything about it. They wanted my genuine results, my genuine experience and how I found it to use. So I have to tell you that straight away. But it doesn't sit very well with me when you see sponsored videos and the products can be crazy expensive. Now there's always a place obviously for when a product is valued at a certain amount, but what I don't like to see is that people are spending more than they've got. They might be spending a couple of £100 on really expensive items, and at some point somebody has to foot the bill for that. And what you don't want to do is either expect mum and dad or partners to foot the bill, or you overspend and you go into your overdraft, or you spend on your credit card on things that you technically can't afford. So what's really clever about this is that it's the shopping club, so it's £20 a year, so you pay £2 a month. But again, they're doing a special introductory offer where it's 50% off just now. So again, have a look at the links that I'll put below. But what happens is you actually are in a situation where you load up the card, you put the money on it, you save 7% straight away just by putting the money on the card. And then it's completely up to you how you spend that money. So you cannot spend what you don't have. You cannot get into debt. You can't spend on the card and realise that you owe a bill, because if you don't have it, it's not there. But then what you can do is think very carefully about your purchases and what it is that you want to buy, where you want to buy it, and how much you're prepared to spend. So I think it encourages you to start budgeting, to start forward planning, and you also think more carefully about your purchases. So for me, when I went out to buy a full face skincare routine, I had to think very carefully. I had a set budget. What was I going to buy? I knew I wanted quality. I knew I wanted to get as many products as I could within that quality. And I also knew the ranges in my head that I was hoping to get. So I think it's a very good way, if you're not very good with money, of introducing you to the concept of getting what you want, but in a way that you cannot, again, overspend. But it's also a great way for people that are excellent with money to actually start saving and to even get their money working harder for them. And as I always say, and a lot of people say it, you need to shop smarter, and you always need to think, do I need it? Will I use it? Am I overspending? Am I buying too much? And I think it's a really good way of planning around that to make sure you get the products you want and the treats, and also maybe the gifts for people if you're looking for saving up for next Christmas, for birthdays, for special events. It's a great way to start thinking about that. So let me show you what I bought and how I decided I was going to buy it. So just to reiterate, this isn't financial advice, it's purely my experiences of using the card. And there were over 90 shops in High Street to choose from. But because I was near Boots and I absolutely adore it, and I have quite sensitive skin, so I've got to be careful, I did have a look in M&S, did have a look in Superdrug, but trusty Boots did win for me. And again, if you've got a Boots Advantage card, you can use it with the Ashleigh Shopping Club too. And again, because it's Love to Shop, you have that security because you can go onto the website, you've got the backup of the familiarity in the shops, they actually recognise it too, so it was just very convenient. And when I look at my receipt, I saw just how much I'd actually saved in addition to what the card helps you to save. I saved £12.16 on the purchases. So let's take a look at what I managed to get, and it was the full facial routine for £40. So when you're loading up the card, you obviously start saving money instantly. And then you've got to remember that even though I was buying these around Christmas time, just think about when you're pre-planning your holidays. Again, if it's party season, wedding season, there's always incentives, there are always 3 for 2s, always offers. So just imagine having your card loaded, you know how much you've got on it, and it's getting to holiday time and you want to buy your holiday skincare, you want to buy your sun lotion, your sun care. That can be so handy too, because it's not a case of you load up the card and then you have to spend it. You can by all means save each month and build it and build it and build it. So I think that's worth thinking about too for key times in the year when you're actually looking to be buying specific products. So what I bought, and I'll look at my trusty receipt for this, is Aven, and I really like Aven because it's a French pharmaceutical brand. It's a chemist brand. I have sensitive skin and it breaks out so easily that if I see Aven on 3 for 2, I love to stock up on it. So I've got the hydrating emulsion, which is excellent for when you just want some soothing light moisturisation on your skin and it will not irritate. That is incredibly good value here, and I'll tell you how much in a sec. Then we've got the clearance matte, which is the mattifying emulsion, because I have sensitive skin, which is also oily. So to be able to work between both moisturisers is really handy for me. It can sometimes be that I want to use one for daytime, one for evening, or it could just be if it's certain times in your month where you know that you have more oily skin that certain week, or sometimes it can be a case of you know you're out all day, so you want to make sure you're mattified. So excellent for that. So those were £13.50 and £11.50, which meant because it was 3 for 2, I got the Soothing Eye Contour Cream free of charge, £9.50 free of charge. So straight away, very happy with that, because 3 for 2s don't always come up, but if you're able to do that and you've got your shopping card, it always feels like you've got that extra buzz because you've got the best value for money that you could. Pixie, anyone that's familiar with Pixie knows that they really do, their tonics are glycolic and their retinols, and they're so known for their double cleanse too. So this was a £10 bottle, which was slightly smaller, and I thought again that was a great way to use your toner to introduce your skin to retinols and see how you get on with them. But again, you're not overspending. The bigger one's £18, so arguably if you knew that your skin got on with it, it would be better value for money, but it's not better value for money if your skin doesn't get on with it and you can't give it to someone else who would use it. So in those situations, go smaller, test it out and see how you get on. So to be able to try a retinol tonic for £10 I thought was great. And again, they also had some offers on. I couldn't take advantage because I couldn't get everything. In an ideal world you would, but they also had offers where you bought 2 products and you got a product free of charge. I think it was a free gift. Didn't see exactly what it was, but I think I've got a little clip in the video that will show you. So again, spend mindfully when you're using your card. Have a look and see if you actually need a product, and it just so happens that they're doing an offer where you can get the product or a smaller version of the product free of charge within your purchase. And the final product that I purchased was the Sukin Australian Natural Signature Foaming Facial Cleanser. Now, I was interested in this because it's natural, vegan, non-GM, and it's cruelty free. It was a good price again because I was very mindful that I had my £40 target, and looking at the receipt, it was £7.95 and it was down to £5.29. So £5.29 to get a product like this, I was intrigued because it's another thing that we were talking about in previous videos. When you're getting a natural product that hits all the targets and it's effective, there's a belief that you have to spend a substantial amount of money. So to be able to get a high quality product, arguably doing the same as its counterparts, it could be £20, £30. To me, that's really important. It's again very mindful, it's thoughtful shopping. So if you've got your card, you've got a set amount and you've got to think about what you're getting for that money. To get a cleanser which does what you need it to do for such a low amount and have it again on the card where you're also adding to your savings, I think is a really clever way to shop. So this is good for me because again, having sensitive yet oily skin, I do like foaming cleansers, but more often than not, they come with their own issues because when you use them, if they're too drying, they can actually get the balance out on your skin, which means you can actually have more issues. You can have redness, irritation, tightness, or you can end up where your skin starts overproducing oil because it thinks that you need more oil because the foaming cleanser dried it out. So I am looking forward to trying this because it certainly looks as if this brand knows what it's doing, which means that all in, I've got my cleanser, I've got a selection of moisturisers, I've got my toner, I've got my eye cream, and that's me for £40. So I think having saved over £12, you can't say fairer than that, especially because it's all high quality products. Some of them are way more luxurious than you would think you would be able to purchase for that price point. Talking about the Avène, also talking about the Pixie to be able to get the smaller size, and then you're buying into the brand and you're able to test it out and see if you like it. I think it's made me think much more about my purchases than you could possibly think if you're just credit carding it, just switching it. Oh, switch doesn't actually exist anymore. That's how old I am. You don't switch anymore. But again, that's the point I'm making, is you might just card it, you might just credit card it, and you don't think twice about it. So I hope you found that interesting. They've got the website, there's a lot of links, I'll leave them in the description below. I'm sure that Ashleigh Shopping Club would be happy to answer any questions if you had them. And I look forward to hearing your comments and hearing more about what you would think if you had a set amount to spend and what you would spend it on, and how you actually do your savvy shopping. What are your tips? What are your tricks? I will see you again soon.